Good evening guys, it's 5:27 p.m. today, August 8th, Tuesday. So aggressive sellers and 24-hour mid are lying in sand for overnight seller. Okay, so aggressive sellers, 24-hour mid. Okay, below that we have to assume sellers are active. Aggressive buyers and preferred buyers area are lying in sand for fast buyers, right? So both aggressive sellers and aggressive buyers important. 24-hour mid important, preferred buyers important. We are open for both shorts and longs. These areas will give us a trade. Rest of the information is in Discord. Okay, and then 400, 427 is a dream number. So very simple writing today, right? So aggressive sellers important. See, morning shorts came from there, and these circles, right? So I gave a few circles in the chart which I shared in Discord around 7 o'clock, when I shared the chart. NQ circles was around right here. I said this area, okay, around 7 o'clock when price was here. Okay, then I went for my yoga and meditation. So I came at 9:35 or 9:34, so by the time ES was already here, touched it, and it was trading right around 06 or so, okay, or 07 when I came, so, and then I was trying to catch up, right? But what I saw, so I was not here of the open, otherwise I would have taken this short. This short was discussed, in Discord I said 10-13, it's a line in sand, and ideally sellers should hold it below it, NQ 400, 427. So this was do or die area, that's why a short makes sense considering this down move, and that was also yesterday's low. It's like do or die. Either you defend this or price open here and goes there, like reverse. But it's worth to take a chance here. Okay? If I was here, I would have taken that short, but since I missed it, I came at 9:35 or so, right? I took the short at 05, and I put a stop above this area. Okay, my target was only 98 or this area, preferred buyers area. Remember I said preferred buyers area is important, right? Which is this, and aggressive sellers area, which is this. Price couldn't get to there, right? But in NQ it sliced through preferred buyers area. So NQ was telling me that sellers are aggressive, right? Yes, sellers are not aggressive until they go below this, right? But this we can target for our short because it held this aggressive sellers area. So we can target this. Aggressive buyers also important, right? So we can target this or this, depending on NQ how it moves, right? NQ short came at around 360, or 352 area, which is this. This is a 1 minute chart I'm showing you, okay? So because I was walking them through 1 minute chart, right? So NQ open at, so if you remember yesterday's preferred buyers area, you have to watch yesterday's video. 377 was a borderline, was the top of that zone. 377 to 320, which is, this was yesterday's preferred buyers area, which NQ held it. Today it opened right at this top. See, you need to have a memory. Then it went to this blue line, which is very important. Okay, in my chart you will see it here. This, see here, before open you can see it. Price went up at 393, close to this area, right? The borderline area, circle, right? But ES could not reach the circle, or it basically reached the boundary line, like here, but not exactly. Okay, so, and then it went down, right? Here it went down and it held this blue line, before open. Then somebody bought it right here and then open right around here, right? And if you look at it very carefully here, around 9:30 ES was making new high and Q was not. Okay, hold on guys. Sorry guys, got a phone call as usual from my wife. So okay, so now that was a divergence. Okay, so that divergence plays a part here. So this was a pending area, right? It retested there, right? And then this couldn't go higher, right? So it's a divergence based short. Okay, so that allows us to short ES right here. But since I missed it at 9:35, since I came, I shorted at here, 05. After watching price touching this mid VWAP, right, and then coming down, I shorted it. At the same time, I took the short right here in Q. This is based on a 15-second chart. Okay, since I was explaining in Discord that this move, right, it has to see the moment this bias get in, right? But before that, if you look at it, this was a balance that it was trying to do, right? Then it broke down, then it jumped up, but it couldn't go higher above this area, right? Then next candle closed lower. Now I have a short ready right here or here. Okay, so and the target is Globex low, which was 315 or 313, whatever the Globex low is at that time, this area, right? And ES touched 98 at that time. So that was my trade, and I was done trading for the day. Okay, so and you can see ES hit also this area 98 at the same time. Okay, then I was giving instruction in Discord, right? The whole idea was to observe this area. So basically 82 to 87, I said it's a larger time frame support. So you don't want to do anything when price is here, hands in the pocket. That's the word we use it in Discord, that hands in the pocket, 82 to 87 area. So basically this area, it's a higher time frame support. So I said hands in the pocket when price gets here, right? And then I said NQ, since it broke below this important area, there is a likelihood you want to see NQ retesting that area if ES holds it here. But right now, hands in the pocket and look for a long setup if you see something. Okay, so before that, there was a short right here at 99. That is what I said, ES watch 99, around 10:04, 10:05, where NQ was testing 293. That's the level I gave it in Discord. So that was a short targeting this area now. Once 87 hits, hands in the pocket, no trading at all. And NQ hits the 253 backup bias area, 264. Then I said start observing 265, 272, 293 or 296 basically. These lines, So I'm going to move this line. This was, by the way, naked trend numbers from the past, So I'm going to move this line to 65, 272, okay, and then 93. Those are the line. I said continue to observe, and ES hands in the pocket as long as price is here. Best case scenario, if there is a breakdown happens, right, then price can go up to 76, 72. That's it, and that's pretty much it. So ES was now, after this, hands in the pocket, we were observing it, and then you can see it, we were just simply observing it, right? So then price went down, held it again, up. See, at this point you're watching ES, you're not watching NQ. You have to ignore NQ, even though it goes down, you have to ignore it. You have to watch this. This is important. Okay, so then it went up and down. At this point it tried to break below this last low, right? So now you basically move this line here, right, around what time? 11 o'clock, right? So 11 o'clock NQ made a new low, ES also made a new low, right? At this point I said if this is the time, if it will go down, this is the time, and then 76 it may hit, NQ will hit this 203 196 area. Okay, so hold on, 11:31, right? So now hold on, so 11 at this point, 11 o'clock, right? Then price couldn't stay lower, right? It went through this area. At this time, 11:30, right? I said, so NQ was right here at 265, right? So now I said at 11:30, right here, so someone also took a long, and because I said this is the area, if this area holds it, ES can bounce for 20 points. So if you count from 87 to 20 points, 07 and 17, it can go up to 17, which is right here, 20-point jump. That is what clearly I said, 20-point jump it can do. This area is so powerful, right? So now, so one of the member, he took the long at 88, he put his stop at 76, and then since this was another critical area, right, and then he targeted 12 actually, which is this area. Okay, but the point is it did 20-point jump. Okay, now here I said if NQ goes down, then 203, ES 76, or at least they will retest their lows, right? And if they both breaks out above 94 ES, NQ above 265.70, then higher prices. And then I said 89, 87 line in sand for buyers in ES to hold right now, right? At this point I said that, right? So now 87, 89. So now I'm going to move this 89, okay, and 87. Now you watch here. See, the fun begins here, right? So at this point, so which is, what time is it? 11:35, 11:35, which is this area, right? So now I'm going to zoom a bit, so at least you can see. See, at this point 11:31, right, that was I said, right, if it breaks above 265 to 72, higher prices, right? But after 11:31, after my note, you have to watch, NQ couldn't break above, right? So there is no long yet. Then it went down, made a new low at 11:50, right? Here 11:50, ES did not make a new low. See, low was here. Now that's the divergence between indexes, right, happening at the key area. Okay, after I issued the statement that if it breaks out, right, then buyers will be in control. Okay, so now remember the morning short that was created because of the divergence, right, at the key level. Now this was a key level, divergence. See, at this time both were making new low, so there is no divergence. But now ES, we were observing ES, not NQ, right? So if ES, this support is strong and it's holding it, it's not making new low. NQ, this is not a key support is here, it was broken, right? So when NQ makes a new low, chances are, since this guy is not making new low at the higher time frame support, this guy will fail, right? So once you see this and price jump like this, right? See, now look very carefully. So I'll show you something, right? So how you can grab the longs, right? So now you know it failed, right? Now it went up here in this candle. So now you're observing it, this thing, right? Now this was the morning low, right here, from where it bounced hard, right? Then it broke down. So ideally it should hold below this, which it price tried to do it here, right? Like rejection, then went through it. That's where I issued the statement that it has to go above this in order to go higher prices, right? But instead it got rejection, went through it. So again people shorted it at this area. Now this support turns into resistance, right? So here it touched it, very first bounce, you can see it, strong candle up, got rejection. At this point you are paying close attention. If price goes through it, most likely it will go through all of this, right? So here, that's where the long came, right here. Okay, now you know how to capture the longs, right? It's not a random. You have to watch all these things, and it's coming after doing this. That's the important information. Same time, yes, there was a long right at 89.5 or so. That's the line in sand, right? It has to hold it. See, ES already tried it here. This is a resistance. Then broke below it, below this new low, right? Below this low, new low, failed to hold it, slice up. That's the sign. Now during this process, right, when it went up like this, now you know all this is an early long, okay, not a confirm long. This is an early long, right? Now confirm long is line in sand is 94, so it has to go above 94, right, to prove it, and E and Q has to go above this, right? So at this time 1220 NQ went above it, right? So 1220 was right here. ES also went above 94. At this time both are supporting the idea of longs because they both broke through it, right? Now then, due to the nature of these morning sellers and the ping pong nature like this of price around levels, it's a quite possibility that price may do this kind of behavior. See that here, like this around 94, and this guy will do it around this area, right? So now we'll draw this, right? So now you can see this here first time, right? You can buy it here if you want to, then price went up to this area. This was also another area that I highlighted in Discord, that this is also important because price is getting rejection there multiple times. Earlier I said 293 right here, so it's a valid information, right? So from here long can only work up to this area unless it clears that out. So if you take a long here, you bail out here, okay? NQ, yes, same thing, 94 long. If you take it here, you need to expect it may do this, right? Then it went up to this high morning, right? So you bail out at 98. It's a good support. It may turn into resistance, who knows, right? So here you take a long right here, you bail out right here, okay? Now what? Now if you are lucky, it may come down. If you are unlucky, price may go higher and you are done for the day. You have to basically miss the location edge. So but here you got lucky, price came down, sliced through this area, right? Again, see here multiple times. But now you know buyers are in control, because now not only they held line in sand, ES refused to go down, right? So now you have to observe here. So once it went through it, right, you have to watch this area. You don't want to see price going above for buyers. For sellers, you want them to hold it here, right? So now you are pretending that you are a seller, right? But indirectly you are looking for long because of this thing, ES, okay? So now at first time you can see it up and down, right? And then it went down where this 253 our level, okay? And then to the T it touched it and bounced and then sliced through. Look here, oops, here, see here, slice through this level by a tick or point or whatever, right? Then it got rejection, right? Then it sliced through it. So this is where you take a long, right there, okay? So this was a luck that it came down again there. Ideally it should not have come down, right? But you are holding it, stop below this and you are holding it, or even this low, okay? So it was around 1 o'clock, right? So 1 o'clock, which is this, see, ES also did the same thing. Now they are above 94. See, now you want to see this 94 holding it, price going higher, right, to this area ultimately, right? But O2 was the area also in the morning where there was a breakdown happened right here, see? So that area made as a resistance, which is this O2, right? So this long you have to bail out here, step by step. We are day traders, right? And that's it. You can call it a day off here if you want. You don't have to trade more. Okay. Then here, right, because of ESO2, NQ got rejection here, not because of NQ. Remember I said you don't want to see price coming down here, right? But because of ESO2, NQ came down again here, right? At this time, if you look at ES, right? So ES last low was 96, 94, and okay, before that even I go further, I want to tell you something. So at this point, right, price went higher. O2, we know it's a 5-minute breakdown area from morning. It can act as a resistance, right? So price may fall, but you don't want to see it below 94, or at least below this area. Okay, then you can see it here, 4500 round number. It tried to hold it, went up, and then got rejection. See, at this time, you have to also assume some sellers are active in ES trying to defend this area. Okay, and also you have to assume that buyers are in this area. Okay, so now it's a gray area. So NQ, you already know this bias and this bias, right? So then NQ went down at 112, it came to this area, right? So ES 112, it came to this area. Oh, sorry, so I'm behind now. Okay, so NQ went through this area here at 116, where this was at O2, right? So NQ's profit needs to be here. You have to take a profit here. Okay, then price did this and came down around 126. So NQ was 126, right? So this area is critical now, right? So it's holding it. This area, seller's area, is holding it, right? So now it's a gray area, gray area. So in the gray area, ideally you should not be trading it, right? You can only trade above this area, or below this area, shorts. Below this area, shorts up to this again, or something needs to happen. So at here, at 137, see ES sliced through this low, and went down close to 94. Basically this top of this area, right? At 137. So 137, NQ was right here, divergence. See, now NQ is making divergence, but does it matter, right? So do you think ES is now weak? No, ES is trapping sellers here. NQ is the strong one, because when NQ was here in the morning, when ES touched this area, I said if someone wants to bet, I said NQ is at discount compared to ES. So ES longs was valid from here, but in terms of risk reward, NQ was at discount. ES was not at discount. ES was at the support, but NQ actually was at discount. So since it was at discount, it can move higher. All this thing. But anyway, so here NQ is showing a strength, not a weakness, by creating a divergence. But anyway, it was a divergence, right? So now you wait. Then when the moment you see this, you're back in luck. You can go long right there, okay? Or you wait for this gray area to be over. So then here you can see it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right? So you can avoid all this chop only by observing this price action that it's a gray area. All this chop you can avoid it, okay? Then price went higher, right? See, now you don't want to take a breakout here. You have to let it go, because NQ is reaching towards this line, blue lines, close to it, right? So you don't want to mess around. And here also you have a VWAP, so you have to wait. Once NQ slices through all this, right? Obviously now if you are lucky and if it pulls back here, because remember this area was a key area, if it pulls back there, at least it's kind of a breakout pullback idea, right? So around this time 1442, right, which is this ES was right at top of this area. See, now you can take longs in both of them, right? And then target higher up, which is either this or this area. NQ, you can target this or this. Remember 24-hour mid, right? 24-hour mid, right? So that's how you should trade, right? So hold on, see this long 296, 296. See, this was the chart I gave it in Discord. See, and there was a shift. So this is the time it was shifting from sellers to buyers. And then 265 to 72 line, that's observational line, right? You can see it turning into support. Here resistance, here support, support, right? And then went through the 296, this area. Here held it. This is a failed breakdown. This is a pullback. Target is this area. See that? Right there. So, and that's pretty much it, you know. So since I don't trade it after 11:30 most of the days, this was a sim account. Okay, that is, I clearly says in Discord, right, that I only trade after 11:30. Most likely it's a sim. If I'm done in the morning, most likely it's a sim account, you know. But it's a valid trade though, right? Sim account, live account, doesn't matter. It's a valid trade, you know. And because my trades are usually few points in the morning and I'm done, you know, I put more contracts basically. So that's pretty much it for today. Now tomorrow this closing is important, you know, in this area. So we'll see how it goes. That'll be all for today.